Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Jackson Pinky Pinkowski, our marketing on-site, in-house, well, he's not on-site because we're kind of virtual, but in-house rock star. Today, we are going to talk about something I think gets overlooked in today's world of tips and tricks and silver bullets and just learn how to do that and just learn how to do this. People forget the blocking and tackling and basic things about marketing, right? Because we want to do the easy thing of like, well, the guy told me if I just buy a software, I'll get 1 million clients and that'll be that. And, we want to kind of skip basic marketing stuff like what to say, why that's important, how to get people to actually take action. So I'm going to turn it over to Jackson early on and let him go through. And the reason we like Jackson is not only is he experienced, but he's the one that day to day works with our current clients on the marketing. So he's kind of got his finger on the pulse, I think better than anybody, on exactly what challenges and successes our clients are going through. So as it relates to knowing what to say and how to say it and to whom, Jackson, what are you learning from our clients now that we can share with our friends out in Clean Nation?
Yeah. I think the big thing I'm learning from a lot of people is they're kind of afraid to ask. I guess like you hear a lot, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know what people want, or I think this is what they want. And then I might ask somebody and be like, well, have you talked to a customer? I'm like, when was the last time you talked to a customer? I'm gonna be like, oh, when I signed them up. It's like, oh, okay, but you weren't talking about, like, I guarantee you probably weren't talking about why they actually wanted a cleaning company, right? Because as people who use cleaning service, or people who use any type of service-based business, at the bare minimum, they're expecting that service, right? Whether it be a plumber, a cleaner, a painter, a gardener, they're expecting, well, at the bare minimum, I'm gonna get a gardener, I'm gonna get a cleaner. But really, what is that solution that you're solving? The only way to know that is by asking them, and actually asking them directly. It's like, yeah, well, we'd love cleaning your house, we love working with you, but really, what else? What are you getting? What have you discovered by having a cleaning company? Are you getting more free time? Spending less? You got less stress? Healthier? Do you feel more proud about your home? These kinds of things. And by asking that, you'll discover that your best customers receive the same benefits or have similar benefits. It's not going to be like one guy's like, yeah, I love not being able to, or not having to wear socks because my floor is clean all the time. And then another person's saying, well, now I have 22 minutes more to cook dinner or something like that. It's going to be a similar trend of your best prospects. And then you realize, hey, this is really what I'm selling to these people. It's not just the cleaning. It's not the fact that I have really good team members that know how to scrub a counter, but instead it's I provide X, Y, and Z because they told me that. And that becomes really what you're selling. You're not selling the cleaning. You're selling the what they've told you as the solution, as the value.
So I couldn't agree more with what Jackson's saying. Let me give, from my perspective, what I see as the common pitfalls or why people are unable or unwilling to make that a reality in their marketing. First, the tendency to talk about ourselves, right? We are great at cleaning, we're this, or even when you understand their problem, you still talk about you. We will save you a bunch of time. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. They care about them. So hopefully you heard with Jackson's examples, and he gave mostly residential, so I'll give it some commercial. And this is exactly the same, by the way. I don't want the commercial people to be like, no, my people want the most clean for the least money. So the two mistakes that we make is, one, we talk about ourselves, which they are not interested in. And two, we believe people who aren't good at buying, or they're not clear on what their pain is. So I know a lot of you out there are probably saying to yourself, maybe out loud, screaming at your device, no, I've talked to my clients. They tell me the biggest frustration is when they don't dust. The biggest frustration is when I came in and they haven't done X. I would propose that what they're really upset about is how it makes them feel. So on the commercial side, the guy's like, they do a good job for 3 months and then they do a poor job. The reality is, you could say, and first of all, yeah, I want good cleaning. They don't do a good job. So the superficial one would be, we do a good job. But the problem is, every one of your crappy marketing competitors is going to say the same thing. So when everybody claims world's best cleaner, and I know you're out there going, but I really am, Mike. My clients tell me every time I'm magical, my cleaning's special. Maybe, but that would be like me for the coaching, explaining to you I'm the best coach and I really am, and all my clients love me and blah, blah, blah. You don't care about any of that stuff. What you do care about is, your pain. Are you working too much? Are you not making enough money? Do you feel like you're stuck? Do you feel like your employees don't appreciate you? Do you feel like you're getting argued with on price too much? Do you feel like you don't know how to get more customers without employees and more employees without customers? Those are all pains that you guys speak to. So I want to encourage you, A, don't talk about you and how great your cleaning is or anything is on your team. And B, just like Jackson said, ask follow-up questions when they say things like, I just want it cleaned, or I just want this done, or they're going to start being like, we got this many square feet and this many cleanings and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes they're trying to be more on the commercial side. They're trying to be cagey and, manipulate you to a good price or something out of fear. But more often than not, that's really what they think that they need, because they haven't run into a good, I won't say salesperson, but someone that knows what the heck they're doing. You can have a real conversation with them about why is it so important to you when they do a good job for the first 3 months and then fall off. Well, because my boss yells at me, or the team, I get all the complaints, and I spend more time on this vendor than I spend on my next 5 vendors combined. And I'm paying these people to make me look bad. That's all great copy that they give a crap about. So you don't say, we make sure that you look good. You say, you deserve a cleaner. Are you getting a cleaner that makes you look good or bad? Is your cleaner bringing you stress or bringing you peace? If you're not getting the thing that you want, call to action. So see how that works with the 2 actions. 1, make sure you're talking about them, and 2, make sure you're talking about the real pain that you solve, how they feel, the consequences in their life to the bad cleaning, or even better, the consequences of those consequences in their life. And then you're just giving a call to action, which is another thing people miss. Okay. That was a bit long and rambly. Jackson, feel free to, I'm sure you have thoughts, and Cleaning Nation would love to hear them.
Yeah, you really hit it on the head. I mean, you take the same approach, commercial or residential. The approach is the same. It's just the pain is different, right? On a commercial level, it's more professional related pain, I guess. Like you said, the boss getting upset, or employees complaining or something like that. On a personal level, with residential cleaning, it's more their own personal life. So you could, for example, you could interact with the same person who wants a residential cleaner and is responsible for hiring a commercial cleaner, but their pains are going to be similar but different, depending on the situation, right? If the commercial side, it's more of in their professional environment, and the personal side, it's more on their personal environment. I'm just imagine somebody stressing like, oh, my house isn't clean, and then going to work, the work isn't clean, and their whole life is just a big ball of stress now. But this really pays dividends, because it's something that you don't have to, you're not doing it like on a constant basis. Like it's not like managing your books or restocking supplies or anything. You take these customer surveys or get these pain points and get these ideas every month or every quarter or something like this, as you start to get more customers in, and then you use that for everything going forward, like all your messaging, all your postcards, your flyers. I was looking over a postcard from a member in a group in a commercial, and it was like he was sending it out to condo associations, apartment buildings, and on the card it says, we service condos, HOAs, and apartment buildings. And I basically told him, like, great, take all that off. You're sending a postcard to an HOA. They know you're going to service them, right? They put 2 and 2 together. We're an HOA. This is a commercial cleaning company. They're going to clean our property.
Well, perfect example of talking about you, not them,
Yeah.
or them, not you. So instead of saying we clean HOAs, blah, 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 are you an HOA manager who's frustrated with this cleaner? That's all about him. And he gets it when you go, we clean HOAs, condos, whatever. He's like, yeah, I assumed.
Yeah. Cool. What are you going to do for me? Yeah. People, I say this, and it might be cynical, but I always say, like, people don't care about you. And you're thinking,
well, let's be fair. People reading your marketing don't care. Hopefully, God willing, people in your life care about you. We don't mean globally, but certainly people exposed to your marketing do not care about you. That I can assure you. Unless it's your mom, she doesn't care.
Even my mom doesn't care about my marketing. She comments on my ads.
Great point.
Yeah. But it's people. There's so, especially nowadays, like, people, there's so much going on in the world. People have their own monkeys, their own things to worry about. They're not thinking about you. They're not caring about your business. They want to, time is limited, and they want to know, how are you going to change my life? How is this going to make my life better, make my life easier, make me more money, make me happier? These are all the common survival instincts that marketing has to translate through. And if you don't do that simply because you're not talking to your customer, you're talking about yourself, all it does is make yourself feel good, makes you feel like, oh, look, I'm big, boisterous, and I got this, this is all the stuff I do. It's like, great, but you're not going to get any customers from it.
Hey, Clean Nation, Mike Campion here. One of my least favorite things about these podcasts are we found that people love the show and they love the information, but when I talk to you guys in person, stuff doesn't get done. People love the podcast, but they don't take any action. If you'd like to actually implement this and get this done in your world, we have a whole team of people that do exactly that. If you go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, you can book a time with either myself personally or one of our teammates to at least help you come up with a plan to actually implement and change your life. So if you want to go from getting these good ideas in your head to getting in your life, just book a free call with myself or my team, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. And we can go from this one-to-many format to one-to-one and really get you some results. Excited to talk. Well, let me clarify, because there's someone out there. I've done that. I get cut. All right. So we won't say you're not going to get any customers, but you're certainly your marketing is going to be far less effective. And again, just like Jackson said, the reason people don't care about your marketing is because they're exposed to literally thousands of marketing messages. You walk outside, you turn on the radio, just everywhere you go, there's going to be a marketing message somewhere. So we've got to make sure we're talking about the subject they're the most interested in, i.e. them, and not the subject they're least interested in, i.e. us. Okay. So I think we've made that point pretty clear. The last piece that I see the big swings that people miss is they talk about themselves, they miss the pain. The last thing is they're terrible with a call to action. Either they don't make one at all, or it's some call now, or they just put my website, you just put www. And then that website is just we clean and it goes right back to the crap that they have, but it's not connected to the thing that they looked at all. Right. So if I got so let's talk about call to action. A, that we need one. B, that it's got to be specific and clear. And the most important thing is they've got to feel like they're going to get benefit from doing that. So, we just put, are you dealing with XYZ? Even if you hit their pain perfect, like call now, like, well, how does me calling, they don't connect how me calling now is going to solve that pain. And then nobody calls. So again, worst case scenario, you talk about we don't cut corners, we clean, and we're the best cleaning company ever. Call now for a free estimate. That's going to get the 1 in 1,000 people who are just like, I need a cleaning company, just happens to see it. He or she's going to call, but that's it. So that's the worst. Next is, are you this? Are you that? Are you X, Y, Z? Hit their pain really good? Call now. Or just a website or an email or some sort of, I don't want to say call to action, but just means of contact. You'll get a couple. But what you really need is a very specific reason and a very specific call to action, which is not all the call. That's another thing. Follow us on Facebook, join our Instagram, give us a call, hit this QR code, type in www. Like 17 calls to actions and people get overwhelmed. They're like, I'm not sure which one's for me. So I think we're clear on what not to do. Let's walk through, or you go ahead and walk through, Jackson, what is effective when it comes to maybe give a couple examples for commercial and residential.
Yeah. So commercial, most common culprit is people just have a form, right? And it's like a form for a free estimate. You could go any commercial cleaning company, you probably see that. So my counteract to that is you can still have the form, or you can still have a scheduler, or however that is, but you start thinking of the process of, well, they're giving you information. It's almost like a sale. They're not giving you money, but they're giving you their personal information, their time to fill out that form. So what value are they getting out of that? It's not a free estimate. It is starting that process of the solution of what their pain is. So if their pain is, my boss is yelling at me, I need more time, the workplace is dirty all the time, having them fill out that form is the start of that process. So having that directly in the call to action is like, by filling out this form, you're starting a track to a cleaner office, to a healthier work-life balance, to less stress, less busyness, XYZ pain points. Start now, fill out this form to get time back in your work days and your work weeks, to stop managing cleaners, to get what you're paying for. Basically calling out specifically what they're going to get by doing this action. That on the commercial side is so much more efficient. And then to give a little bonus, what's going to happen once they fill out that form, which is so important. So many times you fill out a form and it just says, thanks for reaching out. It's like, great, I've got a leaky pipe in my basement. Are you going to come fix it?
Right.
Now, later, maybe in 2 weeks? Um, let them know exactly what's going to happen, because in the customer's mind, they have a problem. Filling that form is starting the problem. If you don't tell them when the next step's going to be taken, their mind is already, okay, I need to start looking for another solution. But if you're starting to solve that problem right there with a good call to action and telling them what's going to happen, they're thinking, hey, my problem's going to be solved by you, Joe Schmo Cleaner. It's going to be great. I don't need to do anything else because I know you're going to call me in 24 hours because you told me you're going to call me in 24 hours.
And yeah, God, I've got so much to say on that. So
And that was just
100.
commercial.
Yeah, well, I'm so much in agreement of, and by the way, that could also be a bonus of if you fill out this form, I'm just going to kind of for we'll give you the top 3 time wasters at work or in your industry. Like if you're doing HOA, the top 3 things that suck the time out of HOA. I'm interested in that. If you are on the residential side, the top 3 time wasters for busy moms, or fill in the case because really they're trying to get their time back, or the top 3 facilities management mistakes that are costing your company money
Yeah,
today, or costing you
that's a big one. Yeah.
costing you your promotion, costing your company money and your promotion today. It's like, well, I want that. Second, like Jackson said, on commercial, you can be like, hey, we'll call you back within 24 hours. Long sales cycle. For residential, it should be, well, we're going to be with you within 5 minutes. Like, so yeah, I guess I don't want to get too much on tangent, but you also need to know who your client is, what their sales cycle looks like. Commercial probably isn't going to change by tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning calling is fine. Residential, if they're a good lead, they most likely will have like maybe they have signed up for something, maybe they have an appointment, maybe they've just someone else gave them an easier call to action to do. So you want to make sure you give them a very good call to action. Why to do it now, right? I like gifts, or like, hey, if you first 5 people to do this, or if you do this in the next hour, and make sure technologically you can, don't lie. If it's everyone gets it, don't say only the first 10. So you got to make sure you make that right. But any sort of scarcity or urgency always helps. And I think we'll end with this. I think I've seen the biggest mistake people make is after someone does the thing, they go to a thank you page or nothing happens. There should always be a upsell bonus. Like, hey, if you, instead of waiting for us to call you now, then if you call now, or if you do this, you get a free this. So the most engaged, likely new customer in your universe is the guy that just filled out that form.
Yep.
So since if we have a page or a message or something, we can give them a little video. Let's articulate something. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Jai. I've said everything I need to say on the subject. Anything to add or anything I'm missing? Or
I want to close out. The video is huge because really at that point, what's going to set you apart from any other actions they might have been taking, because a lot of our people are competing against places like Molly Maid, Sparkly Cleaners, these other franchises, and they try to mimic those. But none of these other big cleaning companies that you're trying to grow into, they don't interact with the customer at that point. They don't introduce themselves like, hey, I'm Jill. I'm the one you're going to be speaking with, with our scheduled appointment. I'm so excited to meet you. If you want to speak sooner, you can give our office a call. You might not talk with me, but you can talk with somebody. We'll get you started. And by you're personal, now there's a face attached to who that meeting is going to be. It's just such a big, deep level of connection there for your customer, right? And that's what you want.
Yeah, the goal is to kind of, I think we stop selling before we should. So when we've sold them on booking the appointment, we still have opportunity to get them not only to show up for the appointment, but show up for the appointment ready to go. And even when they buy, we still want to keep selling them on continuing to be happy customers. So the selling and adding value to the client should go forever. But I love what Jackson said about, hey, it's me. I'm Mike. You'll be seeing me. Like, people don't want to talk to I'm going to get some voicemail hell, or it's going to be, I don't know, some salesperson. But when it's just you and you're like, it's me. I'm Jill. I'm a real human. I can't wait to see you. And if you really want to make sure they show up right, go, hey, if you come with the top 3 things that make you mad, there's a special $25 gift I can't wait to give you. So there's a little mystery, there's a little bonus, there's a little fun. So I guess just to sum everything up, guys, gals, the big thing is talk about them. Just put yourself in their shoes. I think we market like, I want people to buy. So I'm like, buy my stuff. My stuff's really good. You should buy my things because it's the best. But if we put it in their shoes it's easy because we've all bought stuff. We all buy a lot more than we sell, right? So it's pretty easy to go, have I gone somewhere and been sold something? What didn't I like and what wasn't effective? And we'll notice when people talk about them and how great they are, no one's interested. But when you talk about me and my problems, I assume that you can solve them. And then if you give me a really easy next step that makes sense to me, the likelihood I'll take it super high. And also, again, just breaking it down into little baby steps. So you give them a bread trail as opposed to them having to walk a mile without anything. So like, open up this email. They open it, it's like, read to the end and you're going to know the secret to X. Well, okay, I'll read to the end. And then read to the end, there's like, sign up for our Facebook group, or you sign up for the Facebook group. It's like, okay, get a free, like you want to kind of break it into easy, like where you just give them the next little step. And each step is like, oh, this is easy. Oh, why wouldn't I do this? And ideally, you're giving value to each step. So anyway, I know that's a lot in a very short amount of time, but we're just trying to hopefully at the very minimum get your creative juices flowing. And if you feel like, hey, I need more than that. That was helpful, but I need some support. Feel free to reach out, Mike at growingcleaningcompany.com. That email will come to me. Again, join us on Facebook. We are on Instagram, giving you 1,000 different things. But the big thing is, I try to say this at the end of every podcast. If you want something different, you got to do something different. You got to change to change. So don't keep doing the same things, hoping for a different result. We all know that's crazy. If you want some help, reach out and get some help. If you want different results, do something different, but don't just hit another podcast without taking action. These without any action, these are pretty substantially handcuffed in terms of their ability. So that's it, guys. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for your time and attention. See you. Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.